Imagine a world where two titans of bodybuilding, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mike Mentzer, battle it out in the gym. What would that look like? Today we dive into this fascinating topic. In the left corner we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, a 7-time Mr. Olympia winner and a true ambassador of the sport. His high-volume, high-frequency workout regimen is as legendary as the man himself, carving a physique that continues to inspire millions. In the right corner we find Mike Mentzer, the only bodybuilder to ever achieve a perfect score in the Mr. Universe competition. He championed the controversial heavy-duty training method, advocating for shorter, more intense workouts that challenge the status quo. These two giants of bodybuilding, with their contrasting philosophies, have left an indelible mark on the sport. Their contributions have shaped the way we understand and approach bodybuilding today, pushing us to question, experiment, and continually evolve. Now that we know who these legends are, let's explore their distinct workout styles. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Austrian oak, was known for his high-volume, high-frequency workouts. But what does that mean? Well, let's delve into the philosophy of this bodybuilding icon to understand just that. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a firm believer in high-volume and high-frequency training. He reasoned that the human body is a machine built to adapt. The more stress it's put under, the more it's forced to grow and develop. In bodybuilding terms, that means more muscle. Arnold's workout routine was a testament to this belief. He would typically engage in a wide array of exercises, targeting every single muscle group, often performing multiple exercises for each. His routines were exhaustive, thorough, and painstakingly detailed. Let's take a closer look at his approach. Arnold's workout routine typically involved 6 days of training per week. Each day was dedicated to 2 major muscle groups, working them from every conceivable angle. His sessions were characterized by an immense number of sets and repetitions. A standard routine could easily involve 20 sets per muscle group, with a repetition range of 6 to 12. This high-volume approach was designed to induce maximum muscle fatigue, triggering growth and development. For Arnold, there was no such thing as an easy day at the gym. Every workout was a battle, a relentless onslaught against his own limitations. He believed in pushing past the pain, past the fatigue, to reach the pinnacle of physical perfection. His philosophy was simple. If you want to be the best, you have to train like the best. And for Arnold, that meant pushing his body to its absolute limits, day in and day out. It was a grueling regime, but one that yielded extraordinary results. Arnold's approach was certainly intense, but how does it compare to Mike Mentzer's method? Enter Mike Mentzer, the advocate of high-intensity training, or HIIT. His approach: less is more. Mike Mentzer's philosophy on workouts was a stark contrast to the traditional bodybuilding routines of his time. He firmly believed in the effectiveness of high-intensity, low-frequency training. This belief was rooted in the principle that muscles grow during the recovery period after a workout, rather than during the workout itself. So according to Mentzer, less frequent workouts would allow for optimal muscle recovery and growth. His typical workout routine emphasized this philosophy. Instead of spending hours in the gym, Mentzer's routine consisted of fewer exercises with a high level of intensity. Each workout was short, usually around 30 minutes, but incredibly intense. He believed that this approach was the most efficient way to stimulate muscle growth. Mentzer's workouts were meticulously planned. Every exercise was chosen with a clear purpose. He focused on compound movements that worked multiple muscle groups at once, such as squats, deadlifts, and bench presses. Each exercise was performed for a limited number of sets, typically 1 to 3, with maximum effort. The intensity of these workouts was key. Mentzer was known for pushing himself to the limit during each set, often until muscle failure. He believed that this level of intensity was necessary to stimulate the maximum amount of muscle growth. But it wasn't just about the intensity. Mentzer also emphasized the importance of rest and recovery. He recommended taking several days off between workouts to allow the muscles to recover and grow. He argued that this approach was not only more effective for muscle growth, but also more sustainable in the long run. Mentzer's approach to bodybuilding was revolutionary for its time. His philosophy of high-intensity, low-frequency training challenged the traditional belief that more is always better when it comes to workouts. Two vastly different approaches to bodybuilding, but which one is better? Now it's time to bring in the science. What does research say about these two methods? Let's delve into the scientific principles that underscore the high-volume, high-frequency training, synonymous with Arnold Schwarzenegger's workout, and the high-intensity, low-frequency training, a trademark of Mike Mentzer's workout. Starting with Arnold's high-volume, high-frequency approach, this method is based on the principle of muscle hypertrophy, a scientific way of saying muscle growth. When you subject your muscles to high-volume exercise, you create metabolic stress and muscle damage, both of which lead to muscle repair and growth. This method has been backed by multiple studies that show an increase in muscle mass and strength following a high-volume, high-frequency training program. On the other side of the spectrum, we have Mentzer's high-intensity, low-frequency approach. This method is founded on the principle of progressive overload, which suggests that in order to grow, muscles need to be challenged with increasingly heavier weights. This approach asserts that short, intense workouts are enough to stimulate muscle growth, provided there is ample time for recovery. The science supporting this method points to the role of myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is the growth of muscle contraction parts. Studies have shown that high-intensity resistance training can lead to greater increases in strength compared to high-volume training. Yet, it's important to note that science doesn't provide a one-size-fits-all answer. Each body is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. Both methods have their merits and demerits, and both have been proven to be effective for muscle growth and strength gains. But here's the kicker: the most effective workout is the one you can stick to. Consistency is key in bodybuilding, and science supports this too. Studies show that long-term adherence to a resistance training program, regardless of the specifics, leads to significant increases in muscle mass and strength. Science gives us insights, but the question remains, which method is better for bodybuilding? Every coin has two sides, and so do these workout methods. Let's dissect their pros and cons for a better understanding. Let's start with the Arnold Schwarzenegger workout. Its biggest pro is that it's a high-volume training program, meaning it can lead to significant muscle hypertrophy. Arnold's workout is also versatile, suitable for both beginners and advanced bodybuilders. However, this approach requires a significant time commitment, which may not be feasible for everyone. The high-volume nature of this workout also increases the risk of overuse injuries, especially if not performed with proper form. On the other hand, the Mike Mentzer workout, or high-intensity training, is time-efficient, requiring fewer workouts per week. This approach focuses on pushing your body to its limits in a short amount of time, which can lead to impressive strength gains. However, the intensity of this workout can be a double-edged sword. It's not for the faint-hearted, and it requires a high level of mental toughness. It also carries a risk of injury if not performed correctly, particularly for those new to weight training. Now let's talk about sustainability. Arnold's workout, with its emphasis on volume and variety, can keep things interesting, which may help with long-term adherence. However, it requires a significant amount of time and energy, which some may find challenging to maintain. Mentzer's workout, with its shorter, more intense sessions, might be easier to fit into a busy schedule, but the high level of intensity required can make it challenging to sustain over time. Lastly, we must consider individual variability. What works for one person may not work for another. Some may thrive on the high volume of Arnold's workout, while others may prefer the intensity of Mentzer's approach. It's crucial to listen to your body and adjust your training accordingly. With all these factors considered, it's clear that the answer isn't black and white. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to bodybuilding. The best workout for you depends on your individual goals, lifestyle, and personal preferences. So, whether you choose to follow in the footsteps of Arnold Schwarzenegger or Mike Mentzer, remember to do what works best for you. So, Arnold's high-volume approach or Mike's high-intensity method, which is the champion of bodybuilding workouts? Let's recap. Arnold's high-volume workout, famed for its sheer quantity of reps and sets, is synonymous with endurance and sheer willpower. It's a testament to Arnold's legendary discipline, and it's proven to create enviable muscle mass and definition. Then there's Mike Mentzer's high-intensity workout, a system of short but brutal sessions that push your muscles to their absolute limits. It's all about quality over quantity, and it's proven to deliver impressive results in a shorter time frame. But remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. The best workout for you is the one that suits your personal goals, preferences, and physical capabilities. Maybe you're an endurance powerhouse, drawn to Arnold's grueling marathons of reps. Or perhaps you're time poor but motivation rich, ready to embrace Mentzer's brutal bursts of intensity. Remember, the best workout is the one you'll stick to. So pick your path, hit the gym, and start building your own legacy.